Over the past few years I've had a few admissions to hospital for my mental health. There was one hospital which had the loveliest team of nurses and I miss them so much. To the point I've had to get rid of anything that reminds me of this place, such as items of clothing I wore in there. But it's not possible to get rid of all the reminders. Today I overheard my parents talking about somewhere my mom needed to travel. She made reference to the hospital, and suddenly so much sadness came gushing out of my subconscious. So I thought I'd do a video about this hospital and what it meant to me. The hospital to me was very much what Hogwarts is to Harry Potter. I'm sure all who have stayed in a psych hospital can attest to that strange feeling of separation, or insulation, from the world beyond. Your sense of time changes and mental health is no longer something you have to hide. When you leave there is a distinct feeling of crossing a veil, much like platform 9 3/4. The hospital is a parallel world, and a world which, for me, felt more like home than the place I live. Whenever I took leave, I found myself itching to return. It was always a relief to come back to this place after being in the loud, harsh, lonely world beyond. A world I cannot navigate. A world in which I don't belong. I spent my entire winter, both literally and metaphorically, in this hospital, so it was especially difficult to say goodbye. Sadly, unlike Harry, I do not have the assurance that I will always return to this safe, beautifully woven world and its community of nurses who are there for me at my lowest. I would have to remain unwell for the rest of my life if I want to keep going there, as it's a hospital. My doctor recently sent them a new referral, but it was declined. Apparently none of the doctors would accept it. It was a real knockback hearing this. The kindness I received at this hospital was a candle briefly lit and then extinguished, the chilling darkness seeming even more unbearable than before. I think it is hard for people who are isolated or have complex PTSD to come to a place like this because we can get dependent on the care we receive here. This is because we don't have that support in our lives. Some of us are always taking on the caring role, have mothers who are abusive or distant, have been bullied all our lives. So the kindness and care we do receive means everything to us. But it is only temporary, fleeting as a flock of birds, as Coldplay sings.